You should never discount to close a sale. True or false? What's your answer? What's your answer? Go ahead. What's your answer? I'm Scott Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California. A perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about closing. So here's the thing. Before I give you my answer, there's three things that you need to know. First, sales is a lot like religion, where we may be in the same group, have the same coach, have the same trainer, but have two slightly different beliefs. I have completely different beliefs about sales from when I started in 2002. So things will change over time. And I'll get to my answer, hold on. Second, people sell how they buy, right? People do sell how they buy. And there are people who they have to have a discount, so they sell on discount. Not my favorite. I'm not a big fan of discounting. I'm not a big fan of price matching. Not my thing, not my favorite go-to as it is to close a deal. And third, your ego can stop you from closing a deal. So I ride co-pilot with salespeople, and there's been times where I'm riding and I'm watching the salesperson, and the buyer just wants to win. The buyer just wants a little bit more to win, and because the ego of the salesperson is like, I never discount to close a deal, they walk away from the job, from the sale, and the sale was never made. So, for you, here's the thing. I don't want to give you an absolute. I don't want to tell you, hey, Scott Sylvan Bell says you should never, ever discount to close a sale. I know some stone cold closers, and they still discount. So when somebody says you should never do something, it is a matter of opinion. Right? So like Sales Basic Mastery does not have a final book of end-all books that says this is how sales need to be. There's all sorts of different styles out there. There's all sorts of different ways to sell. There's all sorts of different buyers out there. And so if you say with an absolute you should never ever discount to close a sale, you might be stepping away from deals. You might be right. You might be at that level of sales where you can close everything you go to. Hey, and if that's you, 100%, not knocking you, congratulations. But here's what I found, after 7 years of writing with salespeople pretty much every day, that there are baby steps that some salespeople need to take. They need to have the evolution of thoughts. They need to have the evolution of beliefs. And what you'll find is most people start here, and this is what they think of sales, and it's completely different. So I'm going to tell you a story. I was recently working with a guy in marketing, and what he thought marketing wasn't what marketing was. And so there is a shift in like almost all industries of skills, talents, abilities, techniques. And I will say that a lot of times when salespeople come in, this is like their first go-to, like rats in a maze. Like you always know if you watch enough rats in a maze, which is the first bend they're going to run to. Well, this is one of the things that salespeople live off of when they're brand new is they go for the discount. Or if they sell how they buy, that's a comfortable thing for them. The first thing they do is to go for their comfort. If I'm a coach and I'm a trainer, I'm like, hey, look, here's the thing. We got to get you off of this discount thing. And then I think they get stuck and it gets ingrained in them. So to an extent, I'm going to say it's true. To an extent, I'm going to say it's false. I wish I could give you 100% on here, but if you get caught up and just pigeonhole yourself and say, hey, look, you should never discount to close a sale, I'm going to say that's not true, okay? Now, I will give you a different story here. So this is part two. Part two is if you're in the close, you stick in the close. Meaning if you're in the closing process, you're not talking about money, you're not talking about anything else, you are asking for the sale. You are asking the person, here's the paperwork, slide it over, I just need your authorization, we can get you started. You could do the go fetch a rock as Orenclough calls it, I just need a driver's license, we can get you taken care of. But if you're in the close, completely different story. This is where I'm going to say, if you are closing the sale and you are in the close, you're asking for the business, you're not talking about money. So that's the one difference, okay? So there you go. Should you discount to close the sale? If that's what it takes for you to close the deal, like legitimately, not because you feel like you need to, only because I just want to give some free money away, that's not selling, that's like gift giving, okay? But there is a danger. If you're in the close, stick in the close the sale, make it happen. Now, you got one thing to do from here, just one thing. Find the subscribe button, somewhere in here. Click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. It says Scott Bell Consultant sent out a video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon. Aloha.